I will never forget the way he asked me. It was not with sarcasm or bitterness, but with the sincerity of a man whose world was quietly shaking. He looked me in the eye and said, "John, they are all crazy. This has always been the case. Men have faked it generation after generation for thousands of years. Are women normal? Because every woman I have ever known seems clinically insane to me." I was at a loss for words, not because I disagreed with him, but because in that moment, I understood where his question came from. It did not arise from hatred. It came from confusion, betrayal, and watching the person he loved become a stranger. And I have heard this story many times before, so I cannot dismiss it. Perhaps you have survived it, or maybe you are living it right now. Allow me to tell you his version, which is also my version. He met her, dated her for years, I think 5. They agreed on everything: sex, values, humor, finances. Everything matched. He thought he had done everything right, and he thought he had tested her thoroughly. And then they got engaged, and almost immediately, she changed. It started with a subtle change in her tone, a cooler look, a strange detachment. The warmth he once felt was gone, and he wondered if it was stress or the pressure of planning the wedding. He canceled some plans and gave her some space, but her response was unexpected. A sweet and playful woman returned as if nothing had happened, and against his better judgment, he decided to move forward. They were married, and a few weeks later, it happened again. This time, the mask didn't fall off, it shattered. What had changed? Modern psychologists refer to this as the identity of the saint. I find this concept both fascinating and disturbing. During the courtship period, women, consciously or unconsciously, adopt a persona designed to secure commitment. They adapt and change. They become exactly who you need them to be. This is a hoax. Not always, but sometimes it's sincere. They care, but caring and fulfillment are not the same things. And that's the problem. The moment confidence enters the equation, when the ring is placed on her finger, that identity disappears. You think you're marrying the woman you've been dating, but that's not true. You're marrying a real woman who hides behind a mask of saintliness. She only shows that side when she thinks you can't leave. This is not wife-hating. It's surveillance. It's cruel, uncomfortable, and true. The ring doesn't corrupt her. It reveals her true self. Marriage is like a mirror that wipes away the fog of uncertainty. When that mirror clears, some men can't recognize their reflection. Think about it. What could be more attractive to a child than a guaranteed toy? You tell them Santa will bring it and they act accordingly. Why? Because the gift is given, the reward has been determined. That is what commitment means. Certainty. For her, the ring is a symbol of her achievement. The pursuit is over. She no longer needs to earn your attention. She has already earned a prize. And slowly, or sometimes instantly, she stops trying to please you. Now let me clarify the situation. Not all women are like this, but there are enough that we need to be open about it. When she was unsure, she was driven. When she competed, she was caring. When she feared you might leave, she struggled to keep you. But now it is you who is clinging, because the ring does not just symbolize love, it represents the transfer of power. Within the context of marriage, it is not just a personal bond, it is a legal, social, and cultural arrangement that redefines all relationships. And in this modern world, a man gives up everything and receives very little. Let's be clear, the sexual attraction has faded. She can keep him indefinitely, and society will blame you for wanting it. The level of commitment. You had it once, but you gave it away with the ring. Legal influence is not on your side, and you know that. Social influence also doesn't support a man who sets limits. It shames him, but she keeps all these boundaries to her advantage because she knows that society doesn't admire men who set limits. She's told that all her life, and she's the prize. If he doesn't do what she wants, she can drop him and get half of everything. These aren't marginal messages, they're cultural mantras. When you blindly follow this system, you lose your independence, your voice, and yourself. Do you remember Sauron from Lord of the Rings, the villain with the eye at the top of the tower? That's what she becomes when she wears the ring, all-seeing and omnipotent but not in control.